any way anything original. There is nothing you can prove about that. But what this house represents, that it ought to represent in the minds of human beings who have such a commitment that human rights, wherever the humans are, should not be violated. That's the original vision of the Bayt. That's what makes the Bayt symbolic and empowering and useful. Ask yourself, every day you turn to that house, what has it done for you? Has it done anything for you? You will fool the world and tell them it's doing something for you. You even go there, how many times you get the money and you run around it. Did it do anything for you? Physical things will not do anything. It is the value, the perception, the reference that they bring to your mind that can make such institutions work wonders in life. And I'm just giving you from the study of the language. But my study is not tainted by tradition and culture. It is overwhelmed by Qur'anic loftiness. Because anything that came from Allah has got to resurrect the dead in human beings. It cannot make them remain deaf, dumb, and blind all their life. But then the Qur'an says to Abraham and Ismail, وَعَهِدْنَا إِلَىٰ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَإِسْمَعِيلَ أَن طَهِّرَ بَيْتِي. And we charge Abraham and Ismail with the responsibility to do what? To cleanse the house. Do house cleaning. And this is what I wanted to spend more time on. Cleaning the house. Muslims are very involved with cleanliness, which is a good thing. But it becomes not a good thing when they're obsessed with it. To the extent that they abuse water. As you can see, especially when they go anywhere and they're making what they know as wudu, and if they go to the masjid, they just left their homes or their offices and they go there, and many places. Many places, they make the places of wudu as a washroom. Because they got to wash. Their God is obsessed about water washing the ground, or washing the feet, and washing the head, and washing the arm. This is the tradition that they brought from their cultural backgrounds. That the most important act of purification involves water. And this is not the Qur'anic teachings. This is the culture of Muslims. This is not the Qur'anic teachings. The water that you and I have flowing so easily through the taps in Canada, people in different parts of the countries of the world that many of us have come from, they walk for miles and they don't get this water. But what? Who's there to tell us? We see monkey do and monkey do too. Monkey see, monkey do. You go to the masjid, you've been to the masjid where the average Muslim makes a fuss to go and wash almost like a bath. I have given khutbahs in places, in public places, that people personally called me and say, Sheikh or brother, can you give a khutbah on this thing? I said, this? I expect people to know this. But who is teaching the Muslims what really is Islam? The blind is leading the blind in the average Muslim culture. That's why the average Muslim personal hygiene is out of the door. Whether you go to their masjids, or you go to their toilets, or you deal with them on a personal basis, we are lacking and lagging far behind in terms of personal cleanliness. But we take the rituals, we take the lofty teachings of Qur'an and make hopeless rituals out of them. So every year there is a ceremony in Saudi Arabia where the king, let me use this word, the king and his special guests get a chance to open the Kaaba and follow Abraham and Ismail. And they clean the Kaaba, and the Muslims feel happy about this. Because the average Muslim, cleanliness to him or her is what? Making wudu and taking bath. That's their cleanliness. But I say again to you and to me, the translation you get, the translation you read, the perceptions you develop, and the actions that come out of them have a lot to do if you are exposed to loftier meanings, more empowering meanings, more intelligent meanings. They would mean the world to you. But it is your responsibility to want to know something different. If you see that God is obsessed about you washing, then that's what you will be doing all the time. But if you understand that cleanliness, physical hygiene of one's person, of one's clothing, of one's surrounding, it is indispensable for one's well-being, one's health. This has nothing to do with God, that God wants you and me to bathe 3 times a day or 5 times in a week. That's up to us. What divine guidance is about is purifying the mind. Purifying the mind. So that whatever is attached to the mind produce pure products. Produce pure products. You could imagine someone whose mind is being purified and someone whose body is being purified. Are they the same? Imagine if 5 times a day you and I are obsessed about washing, but we are not obsessed about washing our mind. We are not obsessed about washing our perceptions. We are not obsessed about washing what we administer and allow to enter our being. We are not obsessed about washing our values. We are not obsessed about washing our stagnation. But we are very much obsessed about washing the body. And there's so many different rules that even the madhahib, they have so much of difference. And the different sects have so many differences. And you see, the main focus, the essence of what divine guidance is about, just slips away. I just want to bring to your attention some of the verses of the Qur'an that speaks of cleanliness or speaks of purification. And let's take a simple one that you can relate to, that's very, very near to us. Dealing with the Qur'an. Muslims all over the world have a perception that before they touch the Qur'an, they have got to make ablution. Right? They feel they have got to make ablution. This is what their scholars told them. This is what they are taught from small. And they've got to make ablution for a number of other things. And they feel this is what the Qur'an is telling them, that before you touch this book, you have got to make ablution. And they even tell non-Muslims, no, you can't touch this book because you are not very pure. We become pure with a few, cups of water. You can't. No matter if you were to wash, you can't touch this book. Sometimes they even give reference to what they are told is evidence from the Qur'an. And this is the first verse I want to draw to your attention. And this is found in chapter 56, Surah Waqi'ah. And it is verse 77, 78, and 79. 3 verses. And I told you, a lot has to do with the translations you accept, that you deal with.